Okay, in this video, I want to give you an overview of the Online BTEC Level 3 Award in Self-Defence Instructors Qualifying Course. And as you can see here, there are a number of categories. This is where you download the course materials that you need to complete and send in. Then we've got a whole module here on the law, health and safety, primitive stress response, understanding the science and psychology of combat, understanding how people learn and instructional technique. We've then got some bonuses here. We've got Professor of Law Gary Slapper. There's a whole legal section with a Professor of Law here. We've got bonus 2, which is Ginge Johnson and the principles of self-defense. Bonus 3 is a 6-week lesson plan, and this six-week lesson plan got me large corporate contracts. And then there's another bonus here, which is a complete level 2 breakaway and self-defense course, because we said once you complete this course, we can actually offer you a license to deliver a level 2 breakaway and self-defense course. So that's in there for you. But let me just show you how these modules are. So when you go here to download the course materials, you'll see that you download them here. You click on this module here. There's a video there that you need to watch that will tell you what you need to do. And there's your assessment document, and there's your trainer's manual. So you want to download both of those. And in the trainer's manual as well, there's loads of techniques in there. And one of the things that's attractive about this is the breakaway side of the course, because breakaway techniques are something that we've had medically reviewed, legally audited, health and safety risk assessed, etc. And that's what's used by lots of healthcare, care, educational type companies. So this is where you download the materials. And then if we go back to the main sections here, we've got the law in relation to self-defense. You'll see here in this module, there's Eric Baskin explaining the 3 laws that relate to the use of force. There's Understanding Reasonable Force Part 1, Understanding Reasonable Force Part 2, and there's 6 parts to that. Then there's a section on the Human Rights Act, and then there's a true story in here about Article 2 of the Human Rights Act, which I used with one local authority, which I explained to you in there. So this is how all this will come together. If we look at health and safety, you'll see there are 4 videos there on health and safety, which is the Health and Safety at Work Act, the Management of Health and Safety at Work Regulations, the Employment Rights Act, and negligence. So there's a lot in this course. We've got the primitive stress response here, where we've got managing fear and stress and tactical muscle relaxation. We've got a module 4 here on understanding the science and psychology of personal combat, and there's 3 videos in there. That's a really interesting section, that one. Then we've got understanding how people learn and instructional technique, and this is really important for trainers, because one of the failings, if you like, with a lot of trainers is they don't understand how people take in information, the various ways they do that. And by understanding this, you can teach much more effectively. So we've got 3 things there: how they learn and learning preferences, understanding associative learning, so how the neurological aspects work, then ultradian rhythms, the bucket principle, and that's a really interesting module there. And then we've got the bonuses. We've got bonus 1 here, which is Professor of Law Gary Slapper. And in here, there are a number of videos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos from a very eminent professor of law who is the head of law for the Open University. He's a very eminent individual who wrote books on this. He was considered to be one of the best professors of law in the world. He was rated by a lot of people. He's sadly no longer with us, but I was fortunate enough to be allowed to video him for this series here. So this is priceless now, and he talks about the laws that govern the use of force and honestly held belief, the preemptive strike, is there a duty to leave and retreat, lethal force and self-defense, using a weapon in self-defense, and the myth that is minimum force. I've got to be honest with you, this is absolutely gold dust, and I was so fortunate and so blessed to have been able to actually interview Gary before he passed. We've got another bonus here. This is another section with Ginge Johnson. The principles of self-defense. Ginge, if you don't know him, was in the British Army, spent 13 years with the Special Air Service Regiment. He's recognised worldwide as being a leading authority on close protection and personal safety and self-defense. And this is a video of a live training session with Ginge, and it complements the whole course really, really well. So that's in there for you as a bonus. We then got a 6-week lesson plan in here, and this 6-week lesson plan is something that we've used here. You download it here. That's something I've used to deliver training to large corporate organizations. So we've planned this all out for you. This is actually a direct copy of the 6-week lesson plan that I used. That's there for you. And then finally, we have another bonus here for you as well, which is complete level 2 breakaway and self-defense course. So you go into this module here and you basically download it there, but it looks like this. What you get in that module is this: you get an assignment brief, a lesson plan. So it's a 1-day course. You get a lesson plan that's all laid out for you, so you haven't got to prepare that. You've got an attendance sheet all done for you here, because if you're going to be wanting a BTEC Level 2 award certificates, then you need to fill these documents out here. I'll come on to this in a minute. You've got a medical question and declaration in here, and we go through this with you on the course as to why it's important. Student documents, you've got an assessment document here and a learner observation sheet. So when you're running your courses, you've actually got a workbook here that the learners fill out there with all the questions and answers there. And then you've got a learner observation sheet here for when you do the physical aspects of the course with them. So again, this is a breakaway course which is used in healthcare, care, education, lots and lots of different environments. You've got a post-course questionnaire here, and these have all been written in line with our quality management system. So these ask the pertinent questions. You've also got internal verification checklists here. You've got your trainer's checklist here. So this is for you to sign and go through as to, checking that you've covered everything on the course. Then you sign and your internal verifier signs it there. And then you've got a checklist here, and this is what you would submit with all the work, but I'll do a video on that later on, which is where you put all the details in of each learner that you actually teach, and then you send that to us with all the work, and we can claim the BTEC Level 2s for you. You've also got in here all the PowerPoint presentations that you need, so they're all in there for you as well. You've got the introduction one, Reasonable Force, Human Rights Act, Health and Safety, Anxiety and Performance, and you've got a delegate handout in there as well, so you've got a manual for your learners too. I mean, this course, this Level 2 course alone, would cost about £10,000 to write now. If you went to an awarding organisation, you said, I want to write a Level 2 course. So there's a £10,000 bonus in here for you. It's extraordinary what we're giving away with this course. So there's the whole course for you. Well, one thing I did want to show you, this is the workbook that you will fill in for your Level 3 award. And I want to show you how easy this is for you. It tells you what the question verbs are. So if it asks you to explain something or evaluate something, it gives you an explanation here what you need to do. And I've made this so easy for you. Okay, there's a bit at the beginning here where you just attach a copy of your CV or complete the following. So if you want to attach your CV and send it in, that's great. Otherwise, if you haven't got a CV, just complete this here. It's pretty straightforward and basic. We'd like to see your CPD record. And I've given you an example there what to do. Now, CPD is continual professional development. And again, this course is for experienced trainers. So you will have CPD. You don't have to go into great depth with it. It's just if you can demonstrate a minimum of 40 hours CPD. It could be reading a book on self-defense, doing an online course, doing this online course, in fact, would be CPD. And then we get to the meat on the bones, which is the questions. And it says here, list the 3 main laws that govern the use of physical force. And look at this. Can't make it easier. To find the answer, watch the video, Eric Baskin explaining the 3 laws that relate to the use of force. So it even tells you what video to watch. And then you've got the 3 laws here where you put them in, the 3 answers there. Explain the 2 main concepts that make up the definition of reasonable force, and do so in a way that someone with no previous understanding would understand it. Refer to videos, Understanding Reasonable Force, Part 2 and Part 6. Can't get easier than that. It's telling you what to watch. Give 3 examples of when it may become necessary to use force in certain public or private interests. Refer to video, Understanding Reasonable Force, Part 2. So every question tells you what to do, and it tells you which video to go to. So this has been laid out for you to save you a lot of time in having to trawl through everything. So it's a well thought out course. And that's the workbook that you need to complete and send in once you've gone through everything. And we will mark that for you. If there's any work that needs doing, we will send it back to you with some feedback. And then once it's complete, we'll register and claim your BTEC Level 3 award in self-defense instruction for you. So there's the whole course. I think it's absolutely awesome. I hope you think it's absolutely awesome. As I said, it's £525. The bonuses alone exceed that tenfold. Absolutely. Because, I mean, this one here, this Level 2 course, BTEC Level 2 course in self-defense instruction, a breakaway in self-defense here, that alone is worth a fortune to you. So I hope you like it. I hope you take me up on the offer when we go live on Friday. And if you have any questions, get in touch and I'll speak to you soon.